Psalm 23 verse number 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. This morning I want to share with you what is titled Engaging Spiritual Warfare for Your Desire and the Power of His Presence. Part 1. Engaging spiritual warfare for your desire and the power of His presence. There are things we're looking at there. Engaging spiritual warfare, offensive warfare, to get our heart desire. That's one part. Second part of it, the power of God's presence. Now, from where we have read, Psalm 23 verse number 5, it said, He prepared a table for me in the presence of my own enemy. He also anointed my head with oil in the presence of my enemy. Now, by that scripture, there's a table that is prepared for you. And your desire is to sit on that table. But unfortunately, the table is in the midst of the enemy. There's all possibility that the enemy may not just allow you to sit on that table without giving you a battle supply. My desire is to sit on the table that He prepared for me. That's my desire. And I also know that this table is prepared in the presence of my enemy. They are there. And for me to have my desire of sitting on that table, I should be aware there are enemies to take care of. There are enemies to take care of. That's why spiritual warfare is needed in our quest to have our desire. We live in a world, all of the enemy far and near. We live in a world, and the world system does not permit you to have what you want on a platter of gold without putting the fight. We live in a world. The Bible declares that we know that we are God, and the whole life and world wickedness. So if He prepare a table for me, and that table is in the midst of my enemy, and my desire is to sit on that table, then I should get ready for confrontation. And that is why I must be offensive in the spiritual warfare, to get rid of those enemies. Mark chapter 11 verse 24, the Bible declares that whatsoever you desire, then when you pray, you will receive them. Whatsoever you desire, then when you pray, you will receive them. So, there's no contention. You have to rocketly engage in offensive spiritual warfare in attempt to have your desire. You want to sit on your table of honor? You want your life to break forth? You want to fulfill your destiny? You want your glory to shine? You want to possess your possession? The truth is that you must be a fighter. You must be what? A fighter. Because the table we prepare for you is in the presence of what? Of the enemy. You must be a fighter. No, brother. You must be a fighter. Psalm 144 verse 1 says, Blessed be God that teaches my hand to war and my finger to fight. You must be a fighter. They won't just let you have your desire in this world we find ourselves, except you are right. Fight. Except except you arise content before you can get your desire. There are enemy here and there. There are power that saw that table that God prepared for you. And I desire to sit on that table. This power, they like me, fight me. That's why I have to be offensive. To first initiate the battle against the enemy before they take you unaware. Lift up your right hand. In the name of Jesus, they will not take you unaware. They will not take you by surprise. I didn't hear him. I said they will not take you by surprise. And that is why you must have this knowledge and this understanding that if he prepared a table for me in his presence, then there's possibility that the enemy may want to fight me and prevent from the table. That is why I have to be what? Offensive. To first hit them. Now look upon us. In our quest to engage in spiritual warfare, in our quest to be offensive in our spiritual warfare, in order to receive our heart desire, we must understand the place, we must understand the power of his presence. Of his presence. We must understand the place of God's presence. Every time you want to go into spiritual warfare, every time you want to go into battle, friends, you must understand the place of God's presence. God's presence. God's presence. God's presence. If you venture into any spiritual battle without the presence of God, the enemy will eat you up. If you go into any spiritual battle without his backing, without his presence, they will win you. But when his presence is with you, when God's presence is with you, and you go into spiritual warfare, brethren, you will become more than conqueror. Nobody say amen. His presence is not in there. That's what the message said. Engaging in spiritual warfare for your desire, and the place of his word, presence. Presence. We want to have our heart desire. We want to fight the enemy. Brother, we must recognize his presence. If it's not there, don't go into that battle. Deuteronomy chapter, please do not help me read Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse number 42. Please, Pastor, help me go through it. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 42 to 44. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 42 to 44.
And the Lord said unto me, say unto them, go not up, neither fight, for I am not among you.
For my presence is not among you. I am not among you.
Lest ye be smitten before your enemy.
You will be smitten before your enemy. 43.
So I spake unto you. And ye would not hear. But rebelled against the commandment of the Lord. And went presumptuously up into the hill. 44. And the Amorites, which dwelt in the mountain, which dwelleth in the mountain, came out against you, and chased you, as beasts.
God bless you, Pastor. God bless you. Now, Moses said to the people of Israel, I told you, don't go into that battle. Don't go into that spiritual warfare. Because the Lord is not with you. Anytime you go into warfare, the enemy are not respecting you as a person. There is somebody that they see beside you that they are respecting. It's not just you. No. Anywhere you go, the enemies they are there, but they are not looking at you as a person, but they are looking at somebody beside you. And that is what makes you be more than conqueror. Without His presence, now we are ending the convention today, and I'm releasing you to another 365 days. Don't go anywhere except His presence goes with you. Did you hear that? You can't engage in offensive spiritual warfare against your enemy if God's presence is not there for you. Hey, no. You brag with His presence. You talk with His presence. You go into warfare with His presence with you. And that make you to be more than conqueror. More than conqueror. The witches may be there. The native doctor may be there. The herbalist may be there. The occult may be there. And your seat of honor may also be there. And now, you want to sit on that seat of honor in the presence of those witches. You want to fight them? Make sure God's presence is what? Is with you. That's all. You are not going. One day I was humble enough, and I will tell you, I took my mother woke up. I was going, even this night, now when I slept, I just did like this place. I can't see, I can't understand the kind of fire. It was so long, like that. I went to my enter like this. When they look at by my side, they will see somebody putting on white. Somebody by my side. That is His presence. The day His presence leave you, you are in trouble. I prophesy in the name of Jesus. As you go into this year, into the many days of this year, the remaining months of this year, God's presence shall always be there for you. Amen. Anywhere you go, you want to go into warfare, ensure that His presence is there for you. And Moses told them, I told you, don't go and fight. Why? His presence is not there. Don't go there. His presence is not there. And Moses said, did not hear me. And you went. When you went there, the Amalekite, the Perizzite, the Jebusite, they fought you, defeated you, and mesmerized your lives. Why? The Lord is not there. It's not there. It's not there. You wake up at midnight to go into warfare, and they will not defeat you. His presence must be there with you. You want to see the people of honor in the presence of the witches and wizards? His presence must be there with you. You are going to the work, you are coming in, His presence must be there with you. You wake up at 2 a.m. to fight for your right, to contend with the power working against you. His presence must be there with you. Once the presence is not there, please don't call their name. Don't call the name of those that are there when the temple of God was set for you. When His presence is not there, the witch cannot respect as a person. But there is somebody they are seeing that will make them to do what? To fear you. Who is that person? Jesus Christ. But the Bible said, greater is He that is in me than they that is in the world. If that greater one is not there, His presence is not there. And when His presence is not there, you go into spiritual warfare, they will get you. His presence, His presence, His presence, and getting spiritual warfare, not ordinary warfare, offensive warfare to deal with the witches, warfare to deal with the witch doctors, warfare to deal with the occult, warfare to deal with the herbalists, warfare to handle death, warfare to put the one that belong to, warfare to silence their mouth, warfare to put down the evil devils, warfare to break down the powers of the father's house, warfare to open the door, the shut against you. His presence is the ultimate. His presence non-negotiable. When His presence is with you, you can command the room to sit down, and they sit down. When His presence is with you, you can command the doctors keep quiet, they keep quiet. When His presence is with you, you can match the charm, and the charm cannot walk. When His presence is with you, accident far away. When His presence is with you, you can take up poison, it will not harm you. When His presence is with you, when they shoot an arrow, it will not enter. And I prophesy today, as you leave this convention bank, His presence shall always abide with you. I didn't hear that. I said, His presence shall always be there with you. Somebody said, God's presence. God's presence. I didn't hear you say that. God's presence. God's presence. Now look up. Are we seeing that? Yes, sir. There are things that you and I will begin to do that will make us to carry His presence. Did you hear that? Once you give yourself to doing that thing, know of the truth. His presence is with you, and you are more like a God. There are things that we are supposed to give ourselves to doing. There are things that we as Christians, as a pastor, you as members, there are things that we need to engage ourselves in doing. And once we do those things, His presence will what? Will be with us every day, every time. You don't have to struggle with it. Hello? I will see that. You don't have to do what? Struggle with it. You don't need to ask yourself, maybe God is not with me. No. As long as you are doing those things that I'm going to teach you now, you don't have time to tell me that God is with you. You are too sure. And you walk with boldness. You walk with confidence because you are too sure that God is what? Is with you. Why? By the reason of what you give yourself to do. I will give you one. Inside that one, I break it down, then we are done. Listen to me again. His presence, non-negotiable. You hear? In our quest to engage the spiritual warfare, to get our desire, non-negotiable. But listen to me. There are things that you and I must give ourselves to doing that will make us to carry His presence. Once we begin to do them, you are 100% sure that God's presence is what? Around you. What are those things? Number one. Inside number one, I break it down. Number one, you must have respect. Number one, you must have respect unto His commandment of the Lord. You must have respect unto His commandment of what? Of the Lord. There are laws that God has given to us to keep. There are commandments that Jesus handed over to us to keep. And the moment you are able to keep that commandment, the moment you are able to keep to the law, know of a truth, His presence will be always with you. And when His presence with you, you are more than taken care of in the battlefield. What are those things that we're supposed to do with the law? There are laws. There are commandments that Jesus has given to you and I to keep. You will have respect to that commandment. You will honor that commandment. You will give yourself to the keeping to that commandment. And what are these commandments? What are these commandments? Number A. And I'll stop at A. What are these commandments that He gave to you and I to keep? And the moment we are able to keep the commandment, we are able to keep the law. You don't need to tell you that God's presence is with you. He's just there with you. Somebody say God's presence.
God's presence.
I didn't say God's presence.
God's presence.
Say that God's presence.
God's presence
is in keeping to His commandment.
Is in keeping to His commandment.
Good. What are these commandments? I'll give you one. Number A. Under one, number A. Are we still here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Under this one, have respect to God's commandment of His law. Under His commandment, number A. Number A. The law for God. The love. Somebody say love of God.
Love of God.
You must love God. That is number one law that you must keep. And when you keep the law, His praise that does what? Follow you. You must love the Lord thy God. Love the Lord thy God. Love the Lord thy God. When you are loving God, His presence will always be with you. Help me to go through the book of Pastor Wisdom. Read for me Matthew chapter 22. The love for God.
Matthew
22, verse 36 to 38.
22 verse 36.
To 38, quickly, because I'm watching that time. Master,
which is the great commandment in the law?
Master, which is the greatest commandment
In the law.
in the law?
Verse 37.
Verse 37.
Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love thy God.
Thou shalt love the Lord
Thy God. With all thy heart.
with all thy heart,
And with all thy soul.
and with all thy soul,
And with all thy mind.
and with all thy mind.
Verse 38.
Verse 38.
This is the first and the great commandment.
This is the first and the great one commandment. Lord. They ask Jesus, which is the greatest commandment of the law that I should keep? Which is the greatest commandment of the law that I should keep? And Jesus said, hear it. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy mind, with all thy soul, with all thy strength. He said, this is the first and the great law. The law. When you begin to love the Lord thy God, when you and I begin to love the Lord thy God, see what happens. John chapter 14, verse 23. Quickly, please. When you begin to love the Lord thy God, see what happened there.
14:23.
Yes.
Jesus answered and said unto him,
Jesus answered and said unto them,
If a man love me,
if a man love me,
he will keep my word,
he will keep my word,
and my Father will love him,
and my Father will love him back.
and we will come unto him.
That is presence now. Look at this. Say, myself and my Father will do what?
Come unto him.
And abide with him. Pastor, can you understand that? When the Father and Jesus will come to you, that is what? His presence. If any man love me, my Father will love him back. My Father myself will come and make an abode with him. That is his presence. Which can survive around you when God and Jesus are with you because of your love for them? Which any doctor will stand against you when God and Jesus have made your place their abode because you love them? Which other man will stand before you when Jesus, when the Almighty God has come to put their tent with you because of your love? Because of your love. It commands his presence. Genuine love commands his word, presence. Be a lover of God. Master, which one is the greatest commandment? He said, this is it. And I shall love the Lord thy God with all thy heart. And he said, if any man love me, my Father will love him back. And my Father myself will come and put our abode with him. Show me that man that will fight you and succeed. When God Almighty and Jesus is seated by your bedside because you love him. Show me which accident will harass you. Show me which arrow will enter you when you are in love lover of God, a lover of God, a lover of God, a lover of God with all your heart. It commands His presence. Now listen to me. What is love? Love is in action. Love is practical. You cannot say I love God until we see the action. We see what you are doing for Him. And that's why we say you love God. It's not words. I love God. I love God. That is in words. Let me see the practical thing you are doing that tell that you love God. In John chapter 21, quickly. John chapter 21. Okay, correct it. John chapter 21, verse number 15. After Jesus, don't worry. John chapter 21, verse 15. Write it down. John chapter 21, from verse 15 down. After Jesus gave Peter a fish to eat. When Peter has finished eating the fish, Jesus said to Peter, "Do you love me more than this fish?" Peter said, "Master, I love you." And then Jesus said, "That man is by your word. Feed my lamb." Let me see the action. Peter, you may not tell that they love me, but when I see what you are doing, when I see how you are feeding my lamb, it means you do what? You love me with all your heart. You love me with all your strength. And when that is done, myself and my Father will come and go with you. Love is in action. Do you love God? Show me the thing you are doing for Him. Do you love God? Show me the action. Show me the practical thing that you are doing. Then I will tell you truly you love God. There are so many things that you begin to do that point to the fact that truly you love God. Truly you love God. For example, hello, are we still here? For example, your willingness to go for evangelism and to win soul for Christ is a proof that you truly do what? Love God. Your willingness to go for evangelism, your willingness to win soul is action. Is a proof that you actually love God. You don't sit at the church and cross your leg and you're doing your thing. God is a Lord that love you, and that's why when you pray there's a fighting back. He said, "Jesus, I love you. What are you doing?" After Peter ate the rice, the bread, the gesha that Jesus gave to him, Jesus said to Peter, "Do you love me?" Peter said, "Yes, I love you, sir." Okay, let me see the action. Do this one. Do this one. Your readiness, your willingness to go out for evangelism, to bring soul to God is a proof that actually you love Him. What do I do that makes me know that I love God? Your willingness to be part of the kingdom work, to spend for the kingdom work is a proof that you love God. Your willingness to spend for the kingdom work. Your willingness to spend your time, even when there is no time, to be available for God's service. There is no time for you, but you are able to make that time. It's a proof that you love God. Did you hear me now? It's a proof that you love God. Your willingness to pay your tithe. Your willingness to give an offering. Your willingness to release to other people when you are in position to do so is a proof that you love God. I love you, Jesus. I love you, my Father. But these are the answers. These are the answers. Your readiness, your willingness to join any department and make it work is a proof that you love God. Your readiness to come to church and come to church on time, even though there's no transport money with you, but because of the love I have with God, let me check it. It's a proof that you love God. Some of them will say, "Lord, I love you," but whatever what they are doing is contradicting their word. No action, nothing at all. No action, nothing at all. No action, nothing at all. No action, no practical thing. And you say, "I love God." No, it doesn't go that way. Show me what you are doing for Him, and I will tell you that you love God. Did you come to church even when everything is not there? It's a proof that you love God. Did you join the department? How much have you paid your tithe? Somebody have a need. Look at somebody have a need, and you are in position to solve that need. Yesterday, by God's grace, I told my son wisdom as one of us here that have relocated that Baba that relocated. I was in the office, I couldn't hold my peace concerning that man. After the Lord, you hear that church wants them back on a program. You are ready to communicate. You are ready to support their work. You are ready to support the work. That is a love you have for God. On Sunday, on Saturday, you look around, there are people that are not in the church. You take it upon yourself, without even telling pastor, to go and visit them. Brother, you are not in the church yesterday. Brother, I hope not a problem. That is a proof that you love God. Your action that you love God. Your action that you love God. Your action that you love God. Your action, you love God. Oh, you are coming from Ikeja. You are coming from Fagba. You are coming from Oba. And you say, I have to be in the church. There's a program in the church. I have to be in the church. You are maneuvering your way to come to the church. It's an action you are taking that there that it does what? You love God. And when this is on you know what happened? Jesus said, my Father will do what? Love you back. And not only that, he said, myself and my Father will do what? We put our tent on you. Somebody say love. Love. So please go out for evangelism. Go out for visitation. Bring a soul to him. Bring a soul to him. Somebody is not doing well. Help that person when you are in position. Don't just put him where you are positioned to do it. Come around to the church and say, I want to sweep the church. I want to clean the church. It is a proof that you love God. You love God. And let me tell you, you know what love does? Hello? Look up. You know what love does? By the time you become a genuine lover of God, real lover of God, there could be little mistake you make. And whenever the devil wants to come, the Lord will tell the devil, oh, you might have made that mistake, but love covered nothing of what? Sin. Read it for me. Peter, 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 8. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse number 8. Quickly. There are things that is supposed to there are things that you do that the enemy said, I will fight you. But God said, you might be wrong. But because he loved me, and those little mistakes, I can do what? Overlook them. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 8.
And above all things.
And above all things.
Have fervent charity.
Have fervent charity. That is love.
Among yourselves.
Among yourselves.
For charity shall cover the multitude of sins. For
charity shall cover the multitude of what? Of sin. Begin to love God as you live here now. You do here now. Love God. If there is somebody you are better than, and that person have a need, please, and you are in position to do what? To help that person. Help that person. You make money and you love God, pay your tithe. That's the love God. On Saturday you prepare yourself. You say, myself, I'm going for evangelism. You love God. Oh, you love God. You bundle trash and you're sharing trash. You love God. You carry yourself to church, to clean the church, to wash the church. You love God. You love God. You love God. There are things that you're supposed to do. And he said, no. Someone look at me. And he said, no. Because of God, I will not do it. You love God. You love God. You love God. Do we still have lovers of God? Do we still have those who love God? Who are kingdom addicted? Who are telling themselves, what have I done for the kingdom? What role have I played for the kingdom? What have I done for my God this month? How much have I contributed for my God this month? How many times have I gone for evangelism this month? How many times have I gone to visitation this month? Which department I belong to this month? How many times have I gone to sweep the church this month? These are the actions. Somebody say action. Actions. And when God see that action in you, he say, I will do what? Love you back. And when they love you back, what happened? He put his tent around you. And look up. That little mistake you may make in life. When the enemy come and say, I want to fight you. God will say, he loved me. And because of that, love covered nothing of what? Sin. Look, as I'm running up. Jesus went to a house And the man that owned the house was Simon. Hello? Was who? Simon. And when Jesus entered there, Simon was looking at Jesus. Eyeball. He sat down. And suddenly, a woman from nowhere, even a sinner, a harlot, a prostitute, came from nowhere with expensive perfume. And the woman brought the perfume, went straight to where Jesus was, held the feet of Jesus, and began to weep and use her hair, not even her cloth, to begin to rub it. And Simon said, if this man is a prophet, he will know that this man is a sinner. But look at what Jesus said. Look, read it for me. Luke, as I'm running on. Luke chapter 7, verse 37, and you went to verse 47. Luke chapter 37, quickly, and watch every time. Luke chapter 7, verse 37, quickly.
Verse 37.
And
behold, a woman in the city, which was a sinner, when she knew that Jesus sat at the meat in the Pharisee house, brought an alabaster box of ointment. Verse 8.
You are finished? Verse 47, please.
Verse 47.
Yeah.
Wherefore I said unto thee, her sin, which are many.
Look at it, Pastor Timothy. He said, her sin, which are many, are what?
Are forgiven.
Why?
For she loved much.
She loved much. The day of judgment, you'll be surprised that people who you think will not be on heaven will be on heaven. I'm telling you, Pastor Timothy, you hear that one? This woman bought an alabaster of oil, very expensive. You hear me now? Very expensive. And the woman came to Jesus, breaking upon Jesus. Those who said they are more than holy. They said to them, Jesus said to them, listen to me. This woman had many sins. But because she loved much, her sin are what? Forgive me. And it did not end there. Jesus Christ said, anywhere you preach this gospel, mention her name. Did you hear now? It's many of us who tie their hair. They are hearing all over the world. They are listening all over the world. Hear me now. My sons are not over there. Hear me now. Love more. You love more will forgive you. Love more. It was out of love for Christ, pure love for Christ, practical love for Christ that made that woman to take that expensive alabaster. I don't know how much she bought it. She didn't use it on her own. She took it and went to meet Jesus, broke it, and Simon said, no! Jesus said, Simon, let me ask you a question. When I come to meet you, did you give me water to wash my hand? Someone said no. They said this woman came, use her hair to clean. You don't value me, but this woman valued me. It didn't end there. She brought very expensive perfume and break it. And Jesus said to Simon, she has many sins. I didn't doubt it. But she also loved much. And because of that, her sins are wiped away. For those of you that are playing religion, this is church, wake up. Come and sweep church. Evangelism. Review. Come to church. And you make people believe that you are Angel Michael. You will be surprised. In spite of watch out, the religious people in the church, watch out whether they prosper. Watch out, religious people who claim that they are very righteous. Before you come here, after church, they will find you one life. But see those who really love God. See those who really love God. Who look around and say there is something missing in the church, I want to feed it. Watch them. And see how they prosper. And see how they move. And you tell yourself, but it's not praying more than what I pray. He loves more than what you love. That's the thing. He loves more than what you love. We are having convention. How much you would manipulate? You put your hand in your pocket, remove hand, put again the removal, put again, you have 10,000 naira, but you say, I promise 500 naira, you didn't love God. Let's wake up. I'm running up now. Next year we hear again, but love much. Did you hear? Love what? Much. And when you love much, most of your mistakes that would have given them to the people that to fight you, God will do what? Push it aside. He said, in love. You love too much. Now, look up as I read it up. Why is it that upon all the mistakes that David made, David did not even make 1/10. Saul did not make mistake up to 1/10 of what David made. Yes. And yet, David still become a man after God's heart. Why? Why? Only one single mistake that Saul made. God told Samuel, "I've rejected Saul." Then look at David's mistake. He was a murderer. All manner of things. And yet, God said, I will never live without having a seat for my son David. What is the secret? Friends, by reading the Bible, I can tell you that David was the lover of God. I'm not alone. Real lover of God. The first man, look up. One day, with all those prophets, Samuel and Co, nobody make up his mind to build house for God. But David just wake up one day and say, my father, I want to build you a sanctuary. I want to build you a sanctuary. And God said, I love you, my son. You have it in your mind. Don't worry, your son will do it. The same David went to a place. He said, I want to do something for God. The people said, King, I will give you free of charge. David said, no. I will never give God what did not cost me anything. I won't give God what did not cost me anything. He numbered Israel. And Nathan came and said, David, choose now. Either you die in the hand of enemy or God kill you. David said to Nathan, it is better God kill me than my enemy to kill. God said, this is my boy. This is my boy. You know I will not kill you. He said, yeah. Also, Nathan said, David, because of what you do, God gave you to Usher. He said that the enemy kill you or God kill you. David said, I prefer for God to kill you. God said, this boy, I will not kill you. Love for God. And at the end of the day, the same David up till now, with all his loophole, with all his errors, the same David is a man after God's heart. Because of the way he loved God. He carried God. He carried God. God's matter for David is ready. He's ready. Even there was a time, look up. There was a time, I'm running up. There was a time that somebody came to meet David. He said, David, we saw your enemy, Saul, and we help you to kill Saul. David said, come. What did he say? What did he say? He said, we saw Saul, your enemy, and we help you to kill Saul. And David said, who are you? He said, I'm from Amalekah. David said, Saul may be my enemy, but because he had the oil of God upon his head, you didn't fear to kill God anointed, your mouth has testified against you. And David tell his boy, kill him. Love. He saw Saul inside cave, and his father said, yes, King David, we saw Saul. Let's kill him. He said, no, don't do that. Don't lay your hand on God anointed. All he was doing because of who? God. God anointed. God anointed. Don't do that because of God anointed. So many of you cannot pastor use broken word to bow his head. God anointed. God anointed. So many of us have invited trouble, not even the enemy, because of their attitude and their way of doing in the church of Christ. No love. Friends are love. And love God. Beginning from now, seek God first. In everything, God first. God first. God first. God, you can't be in your heart.